Sushmita Dev, according to Shehzad Poonawalla, the real issue is, can this India alliance get its act together? Can they actually overcome their contradictions, TMC versus left, AAP versus Congress, and actually present a cohesive, positive message from this India alliance, rather than simply suggesting that the Modi government is culpable in alleged Adani scams or cronyism?
Rajdeep, let me make it very clear that this entire reaction of the BJP, which is coming out repeatedly after every meeting of the India Alliance meeting, speaks volumes in itself. And secondly, I would like to say that I do not expect any member of the BJP to understand the dynamics of the alliance, because yes, it's a democratic alliance. We air our views. We may have different nuanced views on issues, but the fact is that we are all united on the issue of inflation, issues like unemployment, and issues like selective persecution when it comes to corruption. So I would like to tell the BJP spokesperson that you can keep poking holes in the Indian alliance, but we are united on many of the larger issues that is ailing this country because of Prime Minister Modi and the NDA alliance. So make no mistake, we are going to have a common minimum program, and they are going to act on it, and that is what is rattling the BJP, who are having verbal diarrhea saying, oh, India alliance won't work. It will work, and please calculate your own percentage of the vote share and calculate the percentage vote share of the Indian alliance partners, and that itself is a starting point for us.
Okay, can I bring in Manisha Priyam? Manisha Priyam, do you get a sense that the BJP in any way is rattled either by the Adani revelations or the fact that the India alliance has not imploded yet, that they are still meeting, it's the third meeting, they're still talking to each other? Do you get a sense that the India alliance is posing a challenge, and this is leaving some to believe the Prime Minister could go in for an early election if only to prevent the India alliance from actually getting their act together?
So I think there are two questions and two different answers. On the Adani issue, I think the citizens of India were very rattled that when the India alliance was indeed meeting for a record third time and their numbers having swelled up, why on the Adani issue, the big revelation, etc., why Rahul Gandhi, flanked by Jairam Ramesh, came alone to do that presser, and none of the India allies were with him. Had he done it 2 days after the meeting in Bombay or 2 days before, anybody would have understood that, okay, this is being done by Mr. Rahul Gandhi alone. But on the eve when everybody is together, why the Adani presser was alone by Mr. Rahul Gandhi, you know, that was an akla-chalo moment for Mr. Rahul Gandhi when the India alliance itself was meeting. That's number one. But I do believe that the India alliance meeting time and again and persisting with its meetings, and the fact that nobody is getting out of the meeting saying, oh, I'm not getting along with that partner, and Arvind Kejriwal, for example, is not throwing the hat off saying, oh, in Punjab now I don't see eye to eye with the Congress. These things are not happening, and that's certainly rattling to the other part. And every time the India allies meet, I find now that on the other side, the BJP, which is now the NDA in a poll-ready mode, also has some answers ready. And this time around, the announcement of a special session of Parliament, for the Amrit Kal, which seems like a historic and epochal moment in India's meeting as a group of parliamentarians, that seemed to be something that could possibly rattle. And of course, the noise that there could be an early election. But the fact is,
so why do you think Mr. Modi has called a special session? Manisha Priyam, why do you think Mr. Modi has called a special session? Why do you think Mr. Modi has called this special session? Is it to divert attention? Is it to bring in some new legislation, talk of women's reservation, one nation, one election?
I think Mr. Modi has called the special session. I don't know what the legislative agenda at hand is, because the monsoon session has just ended and most of the legislative agendas have been passed without the other parties being there or with the support of the, the BJD, etc.
Right.
Even contentious legislation such as the Delhi civil servants posting, etc. That business has been done. The parliament has transacted business. The Manipur no confidence was discussed much later, only to transact all the other business, and that has happened. I think the special session has been called for Mr. Narendra Modi to mark this as a historic moment, to mark himself and his government for the last decade as something historically different from anything else that has gone on ever before in the country, to bring out a national narrative just as he brought out from the ramparts of the Red Fort. And I would see this Amrit Kal special session as Mr. Modi sounding the poll bugle in a national sort of way, whereas the India allies would still be fighting very localized.
But just a minute, I'm just going to intervene. He's
with local issues.
Okay, but the fact is, he had the August 15 speech, he had the no confidence speech, and he's got G20 and Chandrayaan. While the opposition is claiming Mr. Modi or the Modi government is rattled by the coming together of India alliance, Clyde Crasto, the flip would be that Mr. Modi's popularity could go only further up. Chandrayaan, good GDP numbers coming in today, 7.8%. Mr. Modi has already brought down LPG prices by 200. There's talk of petrol prices coming down. There will be the G20 summit. So Mr. Modi may be only looking to capitalize and make 2024 a leadership contest and ask the opposition, Modi versus who? When he asks this question tomorrow, Modi versus who? What are you going to answer?
That's the point. That's the point. When you're saying Modi versus who, that means the BJP and the NDA, they have only one person, or they don't want anybody else from the NDA to come ahead. The difference is, in the India alliance, we have many people worthy of being the Prime Minister. But here, I'm sure that the BJP is not allowing any, so he's treating all the other NDA partners as people who are worthless. They don't have the capacity to be Prime Minister. Let me finish. Well, you have asked me a question, let me finish.
Yes.
Also, at the same time, calling a parliament session could be anything. To praise one's own self, to say that but there are so many other issues that I wish the Prime Minister and the BJP-led NDA government had called a special parliament session to discuss about Manipur. The issue of Manipur has not been discussed in the parliament at all. They should have called the special session to discuss Manipur.
No, there was a no confidence motion where Manipur was raised.
Manipur, 1 minute, what television were you watching, Rajdeep? What Manipur issue was raised? They did not speak about, by saying that Manipur there will be peace. Everybody wants peace there. But what are you going to do? I wish they had spoken about what has happened in Manipur. I wish they had spoken about what they are going to do, what steps. That nobody said anything. One more thing, let me tell you one more thing. And the fact that BJP is rattled, I'll tell you how the BJP is rattled. Here in Maharashtra also, you are sitting here in Mumbai with me, we are here. There was the opposition, that is our opposition, the BJP, the Eknath Shinde camp, the Ajit Pawar camp. They had no meeting planned earlier, but because we had the India meet here, they have come together and they are having a meet there to discuss all these things.